It is Ask Us Anything tonight. Matthew is primed and ready.
Yep.
We were quizzing him during the break, so ready to go. Matt, we're going to go to Gulfport just a little to our west and talk to Renee. Renee, good evening. What can we help you with?
Hey, Renee.
Yeah, hey, Judge, how you doing?
Good to talk to you.
Good thing. Well, a couple of things, Judge. After Katrina, everybody was complaining about the mold, the mildew.
Oh, yes.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, the apartments that I've been living in for quite a while now, I mean, it's getting worse and worse. I mean, today when we walked in, even with the air conditioner on, I mean, the smell just hit us. I mean, instant headaches, instant nose running, just certain symptoms that I read up on the internet, and that's what it said it was, and that's the exact same symptoms. So,
right.
I mean, even the old postal office downtown Gulfport, the steps, the walls, full of black mold.
Yeah, Renee, I know where this is kind of going. It's kind of the classic example of the tension between the renter and the landlord, for example.
Right.
Quite frankly, the landlord is supposed to provide a habitable residence, or a habitable apartment rather, and so free of mold, free of formaldehyde. Remember, that was an issue with a lot of the Katrina trailers.
Great point.
And so, usually that's an HVAC issue, it's a water issue, and as you can imagine, some landlords, they are very reluctant or slow to kind of get in there and fix those issues. So I know exactly what you're talking about. There was a lot of litigation of that after the storm. It is kind of generally resolved, but it's not completely resolved. So what you have to do, this would be a good time to have an extreme paper trail with your landlord. So if you have those kind of problems, it's better. Phone calls are fine, but boy, what's better is a series of emails. So you can say, I contacted my landlord here, 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 and here, and here. And if ultimately you don't get satisfaction, you can take them to court. But also, this is one of those cases, always look to your lease. We talk about this kind of thing all the time on the show. I'd look at that lease, see if there's any provision in there which stresses that. It probably doesn't, but let's look to be sure. So I would check that, and if there is nothing, and if your landlord refuses to act, well, then you can go to small claims court or above to make them do so, because you're entitled to have, a clean, habitable place. And quite frankly, black mold, if you have allergies, black mold is a serious issue.
Boy, we learned that after Katrina. It was everywhere.
Didn't we?
And Renee, Matt's not just talking. Their firm did a tremendous amount of work with Chinese drywall, and all the black mold problems that came out of that. It's not impossible. There could be some Chinese drywall still out there.
Not possible. I mean, we get calls, unfortunately, every few months. People are still finding Chinese drywall. Unfortunately, the litigation is kind of closed. There is some hope. There is actually a law firm in Birmingham we're sending people to. But Chinese, we had a lot of Chinese drywall, and unfortunately, people are still finding it.
Renee, not that you go to Matt's office too often, but I remember a couple years ago, they literally had an entire, it was an office or half of the office, y'all just had full of bags and bags of drywall that they had Ziploc bagged up in, and there was names written all over them, and it was a thing. It was a real thing.
About 400 cases, Kenny. So that's a lot of drywall.
I know it was a lot of the office. Let me just say, in the office, we lived so great.
Yeah, we lived in drywall for them.
So great. Renee, I hope that works out for you. Sounds like looking at the lease is the way to go. And Matt says it all the time here on the show. Documentation. That is
key.
the way to move forward on that one. Thank you for the call tonight. Really do appreciate it. Renee from Gulfport.